Father, and of the Son, of the Holy Spirit, one God, Amen. Now we are in the 6th weeks of the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewodros Church Great Lent. So the 6th week, it is called the faithful servant. So when we talk about the faithful servant, we normally talk about the parable that Christ taught his followers, the parable that we find on the Gospel of Matthew chapter 25 from verse 15. And this is what it says. Again, it will be like a man going on a journey, who called his servants and entrusted his wealth to them. So this man is God. The servants that this verse is telling us is about every person, like now, any person who has gone through baptism at the age of 40 days old and at the age of 80 days old, according to the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewodros Church, when a child is 40 days old, that is when he's condoned to go through what we call baptism. From that time on, he becomes a member of the church. That means now that child has become a child of God. He's born from water and spirit. When it is a female, when she's 80 days old, that is when she goes through baptism and she's accepted as a member of the church. That means now she has become a child of God. So, for believers who are called children of God, who are going through baptism from the age of 40 days and 80 days old, they have become now children of God. Now, since now these are children of God, those who are willing to serve him, what the Father, what the Master, what our God, what our Creator does is that the children that believe in him, he gives them, or he delivers what we call talents to them. In fact, this parable is going to teach us, is going to let us know about talents. The owner of talents is God. The source of talents is God. The gifts of talents is God. So now this parable of the Gospel of Matthew chapter 25, it is telling us, it is going to teach us about talents. So what this man has done is that he called his servants. After calling them, what he did is that he entrusted wealth or talents to them. His own wealth, his own grace, he has entrusted to them. The reason why he has entrusted this wealth to them is because they are children of God, because they are servants of God. So as servants of God, these people are blessed. These people are favored with talents. So these talents, they are to go out there and to work on them. With the talents that they are given, they were supposed to be profitable. That is the reason why he called them and he gave them. So after giving them, what he did is that he went to a long journey. That means now he has condoned them. He has given them time to work on the talents that he has delivered to them. So each has received talents according to their ability. There is that one who has been given 5 talents. There is the other one who is given 2 talents. And there is also the other one who is given 1 talent according to their ability. The reason why he gave them different talents is not because God is partial, because of the ability of the servants. So the one who has received 5 talents does not provoke the one who is given 2 talents or 1 talent. He is content and satisfied with the talents that he's given. He knows that he's expected to work on the talents that is given. So the person who has received 2 talents, he does not envy, or he is not even jealous of the one who has been delivered 5 talents. He knows that with the 2 talents that he's given, he needs to work on them. Even the same thing applies to the one who's received 1 talent. Just like there is a day, there is a time, there is a moment for these people to receive talents from their masters. So it is one master who has given different talents to 3 different servants. So that means now the source of talents is this one master whom we call our God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The provider of talents, the owners, the master of talents. So they have received, and he's gone to a long journey. He has given them time now to walk on. He's given them the best health. He's given them all the knowledge. He's given them all the currency. He's given them all the strength. There is nothing that he has denied them, so that they will not have any excuses when he comes back to settle his accounts. Everything that the master ought to give them, he's given them. Be it health, be it knowledge, insight, he's given them. So they have received, each one of them has received talents. And so this is what he tells us. To one he gave 5 bags of gold, to another 2 bags, and to another 1 bag, each according to his ability. Then he goes on to say, then he went on his journey. The man who had received 5 bags of gold went at once and put his money to work and gained 5 bags more. So the one who was given 5 talents, he worked on it and he became profitable. That means he gained. He did not become an idol. He knew that just like there was a time for him to receive from his master the talents that he received, he knows that there's going to be also a time where he's going to settle accounts with his master. So he was not, after receiving the talents, he was not found idle. He was found working with the talents that he was given. He labored for it. And things were not rosy. Things had challenges, but without any excuses, he worked on the talents that he was given. So also the one with 2 bags of gold gained 2 more. So that means even the one who was given 2 talents, he was not found idle. He kept on working on the talents that he was given, the 2 talents. And he became profitable. He gained. Then there is this other one who received 1 talent. But the man who had received 1 bag went off, dug a hole in the ground and hid his master's money. This man, he received a talent. Instead of working on the talents that he was given, he did not work on it. Instead, what he chose to do is that he dug a hole in the ground and buried it. In fact, he has even piled or compiled so many excuses when the master comes back to settle accounts with him, the kind of things that he's going to say to him, the kind of excuses that he's going to present to him. He has piled and compiled so many excuses. So he became idle, and yet he was given talents. Now, just like there was a time for them to receive the talents that they are given, there's also going to be a time where they are going to settle accounts with the master who delivered his talents to them. After a long time, the master of those servants returned. So that means the one who has given talents to these people, now time has come for that master to return. And he's returning. After a long time journey, he's returning. And settle accounts with them. The man who had received 5 bags of gold confidently, without fearing anyone, without denying. He knew that he was given talents, and he even knows the person who gave him those talents. He knows that for the talents that he was given, he is accountable for it. He worked and he became profitable. Now confidently, when the master returns, now he's going to present his case before his master. Let us hear or read what he's going to say. The man who had received 5 bags of gold brought the other 5. Master, he said, even if he became profitable and he worked with the 5 talents that he was given and gained 5 more talents, he still calls his master, master. He's got love and honor and respect for his master. He is not arrogant. He is very humble. He said, you entrusted me with 5 bags of gold. See, I have gained 5 more. You see, you have given me. That was your talent. It was not mine. It was never mine. It was yours. You gave me to work on them. I worked on them. Here they are. And he delivered the 10 talents to the master. Look at the reply, the response of his master. Now this is what the master is saying. Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. So the prize is won. Come and share your master's happiness. The master lives in his kingdom, in heaven. So even those, his children, his servants, those who received talents from him, and those who worked with the talents that they are given and became profitable, they are going to be told by Christ, well done, verbal praises, full of praises. Christ is commending them for the success, for the achievements, because these were not lazy servants. Well done, good and faithful servant. So Christ is praising him. You've been faithful with a few things. So even these 5 talents, it is only to this servant and to us that these talents are big, but in the sight of Christ, the 5 talents are few. It is not as big, or it is not as much. It is not much. It is so little. So I'll put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. After saying all those words, then he went on to tell him, you deserve a prize. Your reward for it is not only to be called well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful with a few things. I'll put you in charge of many things. That is not the only thing that I'm going to say to you. In fact, you deserve to stay with me in my kingdom, where there is no gnashing of teeth, where there is no plight, where there is no agony, where there is no affliction, where there is full of joy and happiness, where there is no sickness, where there is no suffering, where there is no what am I going to eat? What am I going to do? Where am I going to get my income? You're going to be, you are worthy to be called a servant of your master. So you deserve to inherit his kingdom. So come, enjoy eternal life, is what the master said to him. Because of being a trustworthy person, because of being a faithful servant, because he's a man of integrity, because he is not a lazy servant. Then again the second servant comes forward and says this. The man with 2 bags of gold also came. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 2 bags of gold. See, I have gained 2 more. Even this one, the talents that he was given, 2, he worked on them, he became profitable. He came confidently. He appeared before Christ and told him, yes, it is you who gave me those talents. These 2 talents belong to you. They are not mine. They were never mine. The reason why you gave me is to work on them. I work on them and I succeeded by your help. Then even Christ is going to respond even to this faithful servant who became profitable, who gained 2 that he was given. And this is what the master says to him. The man with 2 bags of gold. Okay, his master replied, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. Put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. So you see, the reward is one. The reward, even for the person who worked, who was given 5 talents and profited 5 more, the reward is come and enter in your master's happiness, or share your master's happiness, inherit God's kingdom. So the prize, the reward for being a faithful servant, for working with the talents that we are given, one may be given more talents than the other, but the prize and the reward is one, is the same, inheriting God's kingdom. The first one was given 5 talents. He worked on it. He was praised for it. But the reward, the prize, the same. Come and share your master's happiness. Come and live with your master in his kingdom. Come and live with the angels of God. This is the prize. This is the reward. Even for the person who was given less talents than the one who was given 5 talents, because he became profitable, because he worked on the talents that he was given, the master said the same thing that was said to the person who was given 5 talents. Now here comes the third and the last servant who was given 1 talent. The master committed 1 talent to him. Look at how he's going to respond. The response of the person, the servant who received 1 talent. Then the man who had received 1 bag of gold came. Master, he said. He called him master, but he has not worked anything. He calls him master. He calls him Lord. He calls him a superior, the most supreme. But has he worked on the talents that he was given? Look at the kind of response that he's going to give. He said, I knew that you are a hard man. He's calling, he's an idler. He's a lazy person. He has the audacity. He has the boldness. He has even the courage to call his master, I knew that you are a hard man. And yet he was given a talent. I knew that you are hard. It's just an assumption. That is what he thinks. These are his thoughts. These are his opinions. But he is far from the truth. His master is not a hard man. If he was a hard man, he would have not committed even 1 talent to him. He's a complainer. There are people who are given talents, and instead of working with the talents that they are given, they keep on complaining. They keep on giving excuses. They keep on blaming others, and yet they are being given 1 talent. I knew that you are a hard man, harvesting where you have not sown. He has even the audacity to call or to say this to the face of his master. You are someone who can harvest or who can reap from where you have not sown, and yet he was given 1 talent. How can he say that the master is harvesting from where he has not sown, and yet he has delivered, or he has even committed 1 talent to him? That means he has sowed. So he's harvesting. He's reaping from where he has sowed. Harvesting where you have not sown, and gathering where you have not scattered seed. So I was afraid and went out and hid your gold in the ground. See, here is what belongs to you. He returned the 1 talent that was entrusted to him, but he did not work on it. He did not become profitable. he did not gain. He was just an idle person, just complaining and giving excuses, just being envious and being jealous of other people with the talents that they are given. But he did not walk. He did not work with the talent that he was given. So there is also a statement. There is also a reply. There is also a response that the master is going to say to this person as well. And this is what the master says: you wicked, lazy servant. See, a person who is interested, and yet he's a child of God, and yet he's a servant of God, and yet a talent has been given to him because he did not become profitable. You wicked, lazy servant. Now the master is calling him, you are a wicked and lazy servant. So you knew that I harvest where I have not sown, and gather where I have not scattered seed. Well then, you should have put my money on deposit with the bankers, so that when I return, I would have received it back with interest. If you knew, then why did you bury it? You would have just put it on the deposit, so that I would have, when I come back, at least I would have received with usury, with interest. Even when I even delivered talents to you, why did you receive? Now is not the time to complain. Now is not the time to blame or to give excuses. You knew that you had the capability or the ability to work with the talents that you are given. Because of your wickedness and because of your laziness, you slumbered. You did not become profitable. You chose to become idle. And for that, there is going to be a retribution for it. The retribution is, this is what the master says. So take the bag of gold from him. Even that bag of gold that he has, the little that he has, is going to be taken away from him, and it's going to be handed over to the one who has more talents. So take the bag of gold from him and give it to the one who has 10 bags. For whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them. And throw what worthless servant. And then he goes on to say, throw that worthless servant outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Those two faithful servants, they were told, come and share your master's happiness. But this man, because he did not work on the talents that he was given, because he chose to be idle, because he did not become profitable, the fate is not the same. It is a different fate. He was told, in fact, the servants of his master were told, throw this man into the darkness, where there is going to be gnashing of teeth, where there is going to be weeping. There is no happiness there. There is weeping there. There is wailing there. There is affliction there. There is torment there. Throw him into the darkness. So this is the story that you get from this parable. People, different servants are given different talents. Those who worked with the talents that they were given, they were rewarded for it. The person who did not work with the talent that he was given, because he did not work on it, he was thrown into darkness, where there is weeping and gnashing of teeth. So each and every one of us, we have been, since from the day we have become children of God, we have been blessed with different talents. God has entrusted us with different talents. Are we working with the talents that we are given? We should even examine ourselves. We need even to ask ourselves, what is my talent? Do I even know my talent? Where is the source of even my talent? Even for me to work with the talents that I have, I still need God. I still need the power. Even that strength and power comes so that I can become profitable, so that I can gain with the talents that I am given. So this is what the church teaches on the 6th week of the Great Lent, talking about the faithful and the unfaithful servant. Because even as children of God, even in our lifetime, the same God who existed during the times of the apostles, he still exists. There is no single day where he did not exist. He still exists. So each and every one of us, we are created in the image and the likeness of God. From the time we went through baptism, we have become children of God, we have become servants of God, and God has entrusted different talents to us. Are we working with the talents that we are given? Have we become profitable? What are we doing our best to become profitable? Glory be to God. Glory be to Tewodros, the God-bearer, the Mother of God, Saint Mary, whom Christ chose to be his mother, and glory be to the Holy Cross on which salvation was carried out. Thank you.